What's up, scholars? How you guys doing? Hey, Doc.
Hey,
What's going on?
not much. I'm in a good mood. I don't know if that mood will last this whole live, but I'm in
I
a good mood.
I hold my breath on that one. I don't hold my breath on that one. My bad, my bad. What's up, Lock Queen, Quintessential, and Cams?
Hey,
Hello, how are
everybody.
you guys
Hey.
doing? Hey, hey, hey to everybody. Yes, honey. One of these days we're gonna get a good old nasty intro. We're gonna get one. Oh, we gonna get one. I'm just giving I'm just giving the doc a hard time. I know he's busy. He got a lot going on. Just giving him a hard time. Just giving him a hard time.
You see, I
You
didn't
all
even do
color
my sugar.
coordinated today.
You see,
Your
I didn't even
hat
do my
matches
sugar
your shirt.
spike daily yesterday. When we get off, my day yesterday was so out of control. But yeah. Mm,
Okay. Well, we do have some stories today that's gonna spike, I think, pretty much everybody. Um, and it's gonna be very, very interesting. Um, you want to just go ahead and jump on in because we have a tight window. Okay. But I do want to say this, you guys. Well, no, we've already announced it. We will be doing the 1619 project, El Teddy and myself. We will be getting that schedule together, and as soon as we get that schedule together, we'll post it. I think we have a community wall, but if we don't, we'll post it on our individual channels so that you guys can get the information. All of y'all are subscribed to us on our individual channels, so well, at least I should say the majority of y'all. So we'll get that schedule out to you guys so you know when that's going to happen. But let's go ahead and just jump into our first story. Do you want to start?
it don't matter where you start. It's all downhill from here.
Okay.
There's no way around it. We're just gonna be
It's really
right.
I mean, it's just left, right, and center. Let's start with the library and then we'll work our way
Um,
up, child.
just gonna stop me right at Final Jeopardy. Okay, great. Go ahead. Let's do it.
Listen, I'm
I'm
thinking that
already
that was the
spiking out.
I was thinking that that was the least of our battles, but okay,
Mm,
maybe not. Maybe not.
mm,
Oh Lord. And this is
oh,
coming
Lord.
from part of our holy trinity. Say it, El Teddy. I can't say it like you say
The
it.
holy trinity of racism, discrimination, and bigotry.
Yes. The state of Florida. So hold on, let me put the link in the chat. So if you guys want to follow along, you can, or you can go back for reference. Um, I have to add the links in the description box at a later date because we were just rushing, trying to get this done for you guys today. We're trying to be consistent in what we said for the new year, and we working it out. These schedules sometimes be scheduling, but we're gonna make it happen. All right. So today's our first article today is coming from Florida. Braden, Florida, in an effort to ensure compliance with Florida's new school book rules, some Manatee County teachers say they've had to physically cover up or block access to classroom bookshelves. The reason for such extreme measures, anyone found in violation of a new Florida law could face a third-degree felony charge. Last year, Governor Ron DeSantis signed new guidelines into law that update the procedures for vetting, approving, and challenging materials taught or provided in Florida's public and charter schools. According to the new guidelines, books made available to students must not include any content that could be deemed pornographic or not suited to student needs and their ability to comprehend the material presented or is inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which the material is used. The second part of that is the catch all, y'all. The ability to comprehend the material. Anyway, per instruction guidelines outlined in Florida Statute 1003.42, reading materials must also be free or of bias and indoctrination when discussing race, cultural diversity, or social economic issues. I feel like they've covered the whole daggone library. Since January 1, school librarians, media specialists, and all other personnel involved in the selection of school district library materials and reading lists have been required to complete a training program to ensure reviewers understand state compliance requirements. According to HB 1467, each book made available to students through a school district library media center or included in a recommended or assigned school or grade level reading list must be selected by a school district employee who holds a valid educational media specialist certificate, regardless of whether the book is purchased, donated, or otherwise made available to students. What? Those vague parameters and new vetting guidelines have left many educators wondering if all books in their classrooms are in the clear. Manatee Education Association head Pat Berber says district officials haven't been of much assistance in resolving the confusion. The Manatee County School District has advised teachers and librarians to err on the side of caution when considering which books should be available to students. Barber says classroom bookshelves should be considered off limits to students until titles have undergone a formal vetting process with the school's trained evaluator. Several teachers have called that process cumbersome and lengthy. Oh God. My understanding is the district is trying to assist by recruiting volunteers to help with the vetting. But I thought they just said, okay. This caused this causes angst amongst the media specialists who are concerned volunteers might not screen to the legal standards of the state. The media specialists are the ones who will have to answer for mistakes, not the volunteers. Berber, who began her teaching career in 1973, says she's experienced the ebbs and flows of perennial attention to reading materials throughout her decades of teaching, but nothing quite like the current climate. My first year of teaching, I had a small group of parents object to the book 1984, but not to the extent where they are trying to change the laws. Berber fears the new law, which allows anyone anywhere to challenge any book in any Florida school, will only further exacerbate the state's teacher shortage and will ultimately hurt Florida students. We have people who have spent their entire careers building their classroom libraries based on their professional and educational experience and understanding of the age of the children they teach. Now their professional judgment and training are being substituted for the opinion of anyone who wishes to review and challenge the books. We're focused on things that cause teachers to want to walk away from education because they can't focus on their mission of educating children. The Manatee County School Board has 2 meetings scheduled this week to discuss the changes related to the new law. The first will begin at 5 on Tuesday. The second on Friday will include a review of 30 books formally challenged by community members. Do we want to click on that link and see what those 30 books might be, El Teddy?
Sure, why not?
All right. I'm going to just skim through because some of these books I'm not necessarily familiar with, but let's just fly through. The House on Mango Street is a book that I used to teach when I taught English, and it's nothing wrong with it. Nowhere Girls, Monday's Not Coming, Crank, Flowers in the Attic, Race and Policy, Race and Policing, y'all, in America, Protesting Police Violence in Modern America, The 57 Bus, The Hate You Give. They made a whole movie about that. The Prince and the Dressmaker. Wow. Never Let Me Go. I Am Jazz, When Aiden Became a Brother, Red Hood, Tricks, Push, Later Gator, Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, Ready or Not, Lillian Duncan, Sold the Talk. A lot of these books I'm not familiar with, but a few of them I am. And I mean, yeah. So, what you got?
I'm very passionate about this because I'm an English teacher. I come from this world. I worked in curriculum and instruction, as you know, really be with English teachers. I set curriculum, wrote curriculum for English teachers. I know that you can't be an English teacher, English or language arts or ELA, English language arts, and not have a classroom library. Unheard of. But now, according to the parameters set by the Florida Department of Education, any collection of books in a classroom could be deemed a library media center. You can have 3 books um, on a shelf, and now that those collection of three books can be deemed a library media center. And then they're saying that the only people that can approve it is the media specialist. But then you're saying that you want to get volunteers to help with the process because some schools don't even have media specialists. You forgot that whole part. Some schools don't even have them anymore because there's that much of a shortage.
Yeah.
And then you want to put it in the hands of people who aren't degreed, who have no clue about, literary studies, no pedagogy at all. What baffles the mind is any Yahoo on the street can come up and say, "Oh, I don't want kids to be able to learn about this," and they will snatch it from a bookshelf at a school and give no credence, give no input, no know how, no nothing to people who have spent years of their lives in colleges and universities provided with the instruction, many of whom have achieved the highest level of education you can get, terminal degrees in the area of literature, literary works, and have deemed these things credible, deemed these things viable for a child or any person to amass what we call education in the area of ELA, English Language Arts. And you want to take no, no, you want nothing to be said from these people. You want to take no advice from these people. You want nothing to do with these people. But any Yahoo that says, "Oh, I just don't like that because it's about black people. Oh, I don't like that because I don't like gay people. And if it has the word gay in it, yeah, my child shouldn't be able to read
Or Latino, because the house on Mango Street deals with
that." The house
Latinos.
on me. Oh yeah. Now here's the deal. All of these Hispanic and Latinx people, y'all voted for these people because in Florida,
Sure
y'all
did.
voted overwhelmingly for this
They sure did.
asshole. And now he's saying we want no parts of what y'all want to read. We want no parts of your culture in library books. But here's what's gonna have to really be. They're gonna make an exception for the Latinx community. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. I'm telling you full well what's gonna happen. There will be exceptions and provisos made for the Hispanic and Latinx community, Asian community, and every other community. But when it gets to our black asses, and I'm sorry, if y'all don't want me, today is gonna be one of them days. I'll tell you, probably gonna be on one today. I'm just telling you now, so get over it. When our black asses come and say that we have a problem with you trying to take our stuff out, they're gonna hear no parts of it. They're not gonna want to hear any parts of it. And the scary notion is much of our community, many of the people directly involved with kids directly in school are going to sit their asses at home and say, "Oh, well, I guess that's how it is." They're not invested. They're not going to be down here screaming holy hell down to the school board meetings. These are the same people who tell me and tell you really be, "Oh, it don't matter if I vote or I ain't vote. I don't care." They don't care. They have no care at all. "Oh, that's politics. I don't get involved in. I don't do politics." Politics does you if whether or not you want it to. We're at the point where education is facing an existential threat. Education, as we know, people are not pulling out of education because it's hard. People are pulling out of education because it's not education anymore, because people aren't teaching anymore, because people aren't instructing. Because if you tell me that I have to go to a school and I cannot have a real substantive library, how then do you do research? How then do you provide instruction without the tools that you need? And books are those. Like, I'm trying to make any amount of sense, but it just doesn't. And now you have people who assault people. You have people, you have police officers who get away with gunning down and killing people. You have laws on the books in the great state of Florida that makes it legal to run people down and kill them in the street for protesting. That is legal in the state of Florida now. You can literally run someone over with your car if they are protesting in the middle of the street, and you get nothing happen. But a teacher that has a in classroom library with books that they know are recommended that those children need for all of their educational need, and that teacher can be given a third-degree felony. A third-degree felony. This is what we're talking about here. We got people that can take lives, end your life, and get nothing. And you have teachers trying to teach, and because they decided that it's a good idea to provide their students with all of the education that they need with books, God forbid I give you books to read today. And now I have to be given a third-degree felony. Why the hell would I even want to enter a profession where you tell me if I provide my students with education, I'm going to get a third-degree felony? Who's going to take that risk? You're going to ask teachers to say, you know what, I'm going to put myself in jail, I maybe not be able to provide for my family, loved ones, or whatever, all because I'm trying to provide instruction to someone else's child? This is the scary stuff, and people are sitting back, and this kind of news make back pages, and nobody ever talks about it. But this is real world. Killing someone, you get off. Teaching and educating someone, you get locked up for years at a time. Y'all make it make sense. Really, but you better stop me because I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
So before we move on to the next story, here's my issue.
You had nothing for that. You had nothing.
I got one, but here's my issue. My issue is, and I understand what you say, El Teddy, that they will eventually make exceptions for the people that they want to make exceptions for. But here's my issue. The way the law is written, it is so open-ended that anybody at any time with any book can be guilty. And that's my issue. Whether they choose to make exceptions or not, that's up to the interpretation of the person that is enforcing the rule. The problem is that the law is so open-ended. When it says, books that are not for the, I think, hold on, I don't want to misquote. Hold on, let me go back to the article because I want to get this one right. When it said included in a recommendation or assigned school or grade level reading list must be. Wait a minute, that's not it. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, let me scroll up. I didn't scroll up far enough. Sorry. All right, here it is right here. Materials taught or provided in Florida schools and charter schools guidelines made available to students include any content that could be deemed pornographic. Okay, fine. But again, that's still any content, but okay, I'm going to put that over to the side.
It's because drag queens are pornographic to them. You forgot.
I understand that. But I'm saying it's the second one that that is what I'm talking about. It says, or not suited to students' needs and their ability to comprehend the material presented, or is inappropriate. What do you mean? I'm the teacher. It is my job to know what content they can comprehend. Not only that, but it is also my job to push them to improve their comprehension beyond where they started. So for you to say that I'm only supposed to give them books that they can understand or that quote unquote they can comprehend when they come into my classroom, that's not even my job. My job is to push them to that next level, right? Am I tripping right now?
Oh, we're all tripping, apparently. We all are tripping, apparently.
And the teacher, like you said, the fact that a teacher can now be faced with jail time, a felony, because maybe they didn't.
And in the great state of Florida, you're going to strip their voting rights. It's the wheel. It's this wheel, this cyclical wheel that never ends.
And now, and El Teddy, like I know in education, it's nothing for us to pop up in you could be teaching for 5 years and have 5 principals. So if Principal A said, "Hey, this book is fine, we're good, go for it," but Principal B says, "Oh, whoa, whoa, wait a minute, you indoctrinating somebody," again, now it changes from year to year, person to person, their interpretation of the law. All right, let's move on because
Because I'm
this
telling
one we
you,
got some different.
we're at the verge of spiking out. Like y'all about to see us have some real spike houses today. I'm telling you, it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Oh
It's
my
coming.
god, I just when when I read that article, y'all just don't know. I was like, wait, what? A felony?
Third degree felony.
Felony?
Third degree felony.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go. Mm, mm, mm. This is coming from a ABC affiliate. Killeen, is this Texas?
Mm-hmm. That sure is.
So we just hitting the whole because all of our articles are from Florida and Texas this week. All
Oh
of them.
yeah.
You realize that, right?
We're here. We're here for it. They
Okay.
said, hey, they said, we ain't been in the news enough lately. Y'all ain't covered us enough lately. Let me just remind y'all that we ain't shit. Let's just remind y'all who we are. We gotta flex a little bit on y'all. Let these other states know who what they working with.
Mm.
Lord.
So, Colleen ISD teacher assigned racist words. It's not funny. I'm
That's
not
where I
laughing.
used to that's where I was doing curriculum, remember? Really be?
Mm.
I was doing
You know this
curriculum for
teacher?
that very school district.
Do you know the teacher? Do you know the teacher?
I don't think they did. They give the name. I didn't even look at the name of the teacher. I probably
All
do.
right. They probably didn't get a name. Killeen, Texas ISD and one of its teachers have parted ways after the educator assigned middle schoolers worksheets loaded with racial slurs and language that the district called extremely disturbing. Now, I have pictures that I'm going to show you guys in a moment so you can see the pictures, but let me just read through this real quick. Actually, oh shoot. Tiana Maya, a spokesperson for the district, told 25 News she's unsure if the teacher was fired or resigned, but both parties have separated. Maya said the educator was recently hired and joined KISD on August the 15th of 2022, so the beginning of this school year. Kayleen ISD immediately launched an investigation upon learning of an appalling and extremely disturbing assignment distributed by now former Rancier middle school teacher Dr. John Kraft. Yeah, they say the name. Oh no, that's the district 10. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. John Kraft, the district superintendent, said in a letter on Thursday sent to parents, "There is no argument to condone such an offensive gesture, and we deeply regret the assignment was ever created and distributed to even a small group of students." Hold on. The assignment appears to have been created January 11th and included word scrambles and searches rife with epithets titled "Trigger Word Scramble." The worksheets tasked students with guessing words based on included definitions using the slurs and a sentence and matching slurs. Who thought this was a good idea? Among Rancier's population of 785 students, 90% identify as minority, with the majority of students classified as Black Hispanic, according to data from the Texas Department of Education.
I know that middle school. I taught a lot of kids that went into that middle school before I went to the district.
71% of middle schoolers were at risk of dropping out, and the state identifies Rancier students as economically disadvantaged. Kayleen ISD is the largest school district in Central Texas with the 24th largest district in Texas. Is the largest district with the 24th largest in Texas. Over 45,000 students attend 31 elementary schools, 11 middle schools, 5 high schools, as well as other campuses, according to its website. Many parents took to social media expressing outrage and bewilderment over the assignment and how it could happen in the first place. I'm asking the same question. "We regret that this incident occurred," Kraft said. "We are committed to dealing with these types of situations expeditiously. Now, y'all ready for show and tell? Would y'all like to see some examples
Mind
of
you,
what the student?
they redacted some of the worst ones.
Yeah, let's have a little show and tell.
Show and tell. God.
The first one, as you can see here, some of these are you can is a word scramble. You can see the word bitch, you can see the word fat, you can see the word stupid.
You can see the N
Um,
word.
you can definitely see the N word. Um,
Crackhead.
crazy.
Just help it, Lord. Help us, Father.
Who
God of
thought
mercy.
this was a good idea?
God of
Moving on.
mercy. God of
And then you can
love.
see now you can see the words that are unscrambled. And you see all of the words dumbass, fat, retard, bitch, nigger, stupid, idiot, and crackhead. I'm sorry, I should have put a disclaimer before we started this article, but we here now. Then you had to match the word with a definition. So you have dumbass. Now I don't this student well, okay. So the definitions were just directly across. That wasn't much of a matching section.
I,
That ain't even a good activity. You just gonna put all the right definitions. Okay, moving on. But as you can
really,
see,
dude, this is
again,
what we're dealing with.
it's the same words with the definition. The next article, I mean the next exhibit. Now they want you to color red for dumbass. You gotta find dumbass on the picture and color it red. That would be the hats. Orange is stupid. That would be this is stupid right here. Green is idiot. Blue is stupid. How you gonna have the same color? See, the person who made this clearly ain't that damn bright. How you gonna have the same color for the same? I mean, two different colors for the same word, ma'am or sir. So the person who created this ain't that damn bright either, El Teddy. You see this? Now, again, they have to write the word out where they are. I don't understand why the repetitiveness. Why do you have 5 articles with the same words? And
Oh, that's
then
what they have to use
again,
it in a sentence.
they had to use it in a sentence. You're a crackhead. You're stupid. You're fat. Well, this person. They can't use the same sentence for everyone.
Oh, really? B? Did I forget to preface that this was in a class where kids had special needs? Did I forget? This is special ed. Um,
Oh
mhm.
God,
This is
y'all.
a SPED class. I forgot to interject because you needed that extra love added to it, right? hmm
Look, I'm not sure. It's an elementary school. We know that, and it's a special ed
No,
class.
no, no. This is a middle school.
Oh,
It's
I'm
a
sorry,
middle
middle
school.
school. My bad. I thought it was elementary school.
It's a middle
My
school,
bad. My
but
bad.
these
My
are
bad.
kids who are special needs.
Y'all, I can't.
Because nothing says education more than teaching students how to use epithet. Nothing says it. I can get a 3rd-degree felony for having a student read Beloved, House on Mango Street. No smoke for people literally teaching you how to properly use racial epithets in a sentence. We'll have no smoke for that. We're talking about books written by Pulitzer Prize winners, Nobel laureates, and everything. 3rd-degree felony if you teach anything by those people, but bastards who are teaching children how to use racial epithets. Mind you, this is a school that they just told you is 70+% minority. 70+% Black and Hispanic. No smoke.
Oh boy. Anything more on this article? Because I'm done with it. I can't. I'm not. I won't. Mm-mm.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Unfortunately, as I stated earlier, these things don't make, you know, the they focus they or as my grandfather would say, mainstream media will major on the minor and minor on the major, as my grandfather would say, because these are things that categorically should be front page, leading the news cycle. But y'all want to bother me with stuff that y'all found in somebody's closet that probably shouldn't have even been classified to begin with. Look, keep going, really, because we ain't even got to Final Jeopardy yet. We still, we're still descending down to the ninth level of hell on this. God, help us, Lord.
When people say racism isn't systematic, this proves it is. Someone higher up approved this a-hole to teach our black kids. Exactly. Somebody let this person. And the fact, I mean, the fact that, like, here's my concern. Now, let's be clear. As an educator, I know how to make a worksheet. I mean, I started teaching, shut up, El Teddy. I started teaching at a time when I made my own worksheets. There was no teacher pay teachers and all these different places. So I did that. But the fact that this person, these examples, I'm wondering if this person made this or if they found it. And if they found this on a website, that is where I'm more concerned. Like the color by word, you know what I'm saying, El Teddy? You put work
Mhm,
into this. At the very least, if you made it yourself, you put a lot of work into making this happen.
mhm.
Oh no, wait a minute. It's right there. It's right there. Star, is that Star Tall?
Starfall.
Is that a website where you can buy worksheets?
I don't know. Hold on.
They may have templates and you plug in what you want to plug in. It may not be this worksheet.
Starfall
It could be,
Education, kids, games, and music. Oh boy, there's a starfall.com. There's a whole website.
we might need to do some research on Starfall. Because my concern, my question, and El Teddy and any other educators that are in the chat, you'll understand what I'm saying. There are places where you can go where they give you the template and you plug the stuff in, and then there are places where you can go where you can just buy it, it's already made, and you just buy it outright. So my question is, which one is this? I'm gonna have to do some investigation on Starfall. We'll come back. I'm gonna investigate Starfall because this may
I'm
be a
looking
bigger
at it
issue.
now.
El Teddy's investigating. Because I know there used to be a website called Rubastar where you can make your own rubrics and you plugged in what you wanted, but it gave you the template for the rubric. So it could be one of those. Right. T. Jones knows what I'm talking about. It's free. It has templates. Okay. Thank you, T. Jones. T. Jones said that
I'm
they
looking
used to
at it.
use
Yeah,
it.
it has templates. It's mainly for elementary,
Okay.
but this was a special education class. So that's why we had things on that level. But still, yeah, it looks
Right.
like you can create, they have templates and you can create from there. Yeah, I'm looking at
Yeah.
it now.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Back. Let's get back. Child. Okay. Well, that's article number two. Article number three is an update to what we talked about on last week. Um, Ben Crump is suing the state of Florida and Ron DeSantis over their ban or rejection, I should say, of AP African American Studies course. Now, first of all, before I read this article, El Teddy, there's another update that we talked about yesterday. If you want to maybe go into it more, where we got a little more clarification on what Ron DeSantis's actual, I mean, other than his, black people, but his actual objection to the AP curriculum is, and one was queer because it was a queer, what was it called? It's not called queer studies. It's called queer inquiry, I think.
Um, Basically because it involved instruction on what it meant to be queer, intersectionality,
That's it.
and,
That's it. That's the
things
word.
of that nature. And so he deemed that there was an agenda here, because why would anybody wanting to study Black history or African American history want to know anything about queer?
And
Really, but
it
you better
has to
go
be
ahead and read, because
indoctrination.
I already go ahead, really, because I feel my sugar levels already. Well, you ain't even read the article yet. My sugar levels are already there.
Uh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was looking for Joy Reid's response because I would love to play that. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Joy Reid's response
I mean,
to
I know in the article I sent you, they had what he said. If you wanted to play that, because only like
well, I
15
have your
seconds.
article.
Hmm?
I said I have your article. Okay, I'll play that.
That's what I'm saying. It had
I'll
like a
play the
15-second clip of what he said.
Okay, I'll play it. All right, let me read this though. Famed civil rights lawyer. This is coming from ABC News. I mean NBC News. Excuse me, and it's dated. Um, what was it dated today? January the 25th. Okay. Famed civil rights lawyer Ben Crump warns DeSantis he'll sue over rejection of AP African American Studies course. Governor Ron DeSantis argued that the course is a Trojan horse for indoctrinating students in left wing ideology. Oh, Lord. Famed civil rights lawyer Benjamin Crump on Wednesday warned Florida Governor Ron DeSantis that he could sue. I want to update that he did sue. The press conference was to. I saw the press conference today. They have actually filed the lawsuit. During the announcement in Tallahassee, Crump was joined by three AP Honors high school students. We're here to give notice to Governor DeSantis that if he does not negotiate with the College Board to allow AP African American Studies to be taught in the classroom across the state of Florida, that these three young people will be lead plaintiffs in a historic lawsuit. Ooh, I like it. Crump was also joined by several Florida state legislatures, including House Minority Leader Fentrice Driscoll, as well as Frederick Ingram, Secretary Treasurer of the American Federation of Teachers. The Sanders administration rejected the AP African American Studies program in a letter this month to the College Board, which oversees AP classes. Florida education officials did not specify exactly what content the state found objectionable, but said, as presented, the content of this course is inexplicably contrary to Florida law and significantly lacks educational value. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play this clip so you can hear that he did, I guess, in his own way, try to clarify what he said. Let me play it.
Is it playing?
You can't hear it?
No. We hear. We don't. At
Okay.
least I.
It was it was playing, but never mind. I'll play this. I'll play this. This is
I
coming
mean, if you
from
need, I have it. I do have it.
well no, I have it. I have it. I have it. I'm gonna play it. Hold on. Trying to use that for political purposes. Now, who would say that an important part of Black history Can you hear it? Queer theory? Okay, really, Ron? Okay, where to begin?
We didn't hear. It was very hard to hear.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, it was hard.
Can you hear it? You can't hear it?
We can hear it, but it's real. Like we couldn't hear anything Ron DeSantis said. Nothing.
Okay, well, play yours because I don't know what else to do. So play yours then.
Hold on, I had done closed. I had closed it because you told me you had. Hold on one
Sorry.
second. I had. I'm sorry. I did close it. Hold on. Hold on one second.
So y'all can hear it. My bad.
We could hear it, but it oh, here it is right here. It was hard to hear. Oh, hold on. Let me hold on. Okay. Where am I? All right. Come on. And of course they're gonna play a commercial. All right. Ah, boy. Come on. You think we would have this stuff already queued up and ready to go, huh? Don't blame me.
Well, I thought I had it queued up. It just didn't. Y'all couldn't hear it.
Okay. I don't know why this commercial keeps coming up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, here we go. Florida governor it lawsuit is connected to the government's decision to reject an advanced placement African American studies pilot program. Can you hear that? The high school. The Republican
Yeah.
governor claims that program, which is approved by the College Board, of violating state law because it forces teachers to push a political agenda. We believe in teaching kids facts and how to think, but we don't believe they should have an agenda imposed on them. When you try to use Black history to shoehorn in queer theory, you are clearly trying to use that for political purposes. So that's basically what he was. That's the basic gist of it. You could play the Joy Reid one. We could hear it once it got to Joy, but we couldn't hear Ron because maybe I think she was playing a recording, and maybe that's why we couldn't hear. Um,
Okay. Well, let me go back to the beginning then. That was Joy Reid. And the sad thing is, like El Teddy told us last week, this man used to teach history. So, yeah.
here's what I want really be. I'd
Oh, Lord.
love for you to give me a side by side of Governor death sentence and George Wallace from the
Oh,
50s and 60s because there's no difference. There's no difference from Governor death sentence and Governor George Wallace. If you look at it really, is there any difference from you watching him say racism now, today, racism tomorrow, segregate? I'm sorry, he said
he
segregation.
said
I'm sorry,
segregation.
segregation today, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. Might as well be racism because it's the same thing. They look the same. They sound the same. It's almost the same cadence. It's almost the exact same cadence. And see, here's what's so here's the dog whistle. He comfortably placed the dog whistle there. Ron DeSantis is very clear on the 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 cognitive dissonance in the relationship between the black community and the LGBTQ plus community. Very clear on that. He's very clear on that. And the dog whistle was by him saying, "Oh, black people wouldn't want anything to do with the LGBTQ plus community." There's the dog whistle. That's the dangerous part of it. Because there is a portion of black people that would have you believe that. But it's like I always tell you, one marginalized group can't stand on their little island or stand on their high horse saying, "That ain't my problem. We ain't got nothing to do with that." Because when they come for one, they're coming for all of them. If you're a marginalized group, you don't fit into the box. You don't have the four sides. White, male, Christian, heterosexual. You got to fit all four sides of the box to fit in the box. White, male, heterosexual, and Christian. You got to fit all four sides of the box. And if you don't, they are coming for you. And what's sad is, and I'm glad that Ben Crump and those people, because the NAACP was there, the ACLU was there, representatives from several colleges, both FAMU and Florida State was there. The executive staff from both FAMU and Florida State were there. And this is an existential threat to education. People, this is not hyperbolic, people. This is not hyperbolic. This is someone saying to you, we don't want you to know who you are. We don't want you to teach your children who you are. We want no parts of anything dealing with black people in our schools, period. And we talk about what this means. One does it, that's the blueprint. One does it, there's the blueprint. And if you don't think this will go sweeping across the fruited plains, you're reaching. And once you get the snowball going, the slippery slope has already started. Where do we end? Because anything anybody doesn't like, it's on the table. People who may be of Islamic descent, and we know the Islamic religion wants no parts of the LGBTQ plus community. But guess what? They're coming for y'all too. Women's studies, guess what? They're coming for y'all too. Asians, y'all think y'all are, absolved of this? Don't think they won't come for y'all too. Latinx, they're coming for everybody. And it's the whole not in my backyard, it ain't my problem. I ain't got nothing to worry about. This is a problem. This is a real. Why would anybody right now want to go into education, really? Explain that to me.
I don't know, because I'm trying to get out as fast as I can.
Why? And if you've been in education for a while, why would you stay? Because what we have going on, here's the perfect example of what's going on in education. Pedagogy said that there is an amount of intellectual and educational freedom that really be myself or any educator has when they go into a classroom. Now, all of that is being taken away. Now, they want real indoctrination. And so it would be akin to, and this may be a little extreme, but it would be akin to telling someone who's been freed and had freedoms that now you have to go back and be shackled and enslaved. And nobody's going to willingly do that. An educator is not going to willingly say to themselves, well, I'm just going to, conform to all of this. Not when they have options across all over the world, all over the country, there are options for people. And now you're at the point where they're telling people who don't have degrees, you can come and teach public education, not charter school, public education. Yeah, you don't got no degree? No problem. Come on over here. We got you. Oh, you just came out of the military, didn't even go to college at all? Don't worry, come over here. We got you. We're going to let you teach. This is what's happening because nobody's going on over there. And what does that mean for for this generation of students learning? What does that say about the level of education in this country, which quote unquote sits on the hill looking down all self-righteous and piously on all of the other countries, and you cannot even educate your children. You don't even have a credible education system. But you want to tell me that you're all pious and self-righteous sitting on the hill. This is why you got people, we don't even know who they are, sitting on the floor of the United States House of Representatives. We don't even know who this person is. And it's okay. And if you think it's that's the crest of it, oh no, hold on, boys and girls. We're just getting started. I keep giving y'all the example of Native Americans and how they changed all of the stories of what happened to Native Americans. When we turn a blind eye, and when black people say that ain't our problem, there's nothing we could do about it, we're going to stick our heads in the sands, we're going to find new stories written about things we know happened. And there's going to be nothing we can do about it.
I mean, back to like I was saying about the language, the way the language was written in that first article, it's a catch-all. There's no way around that. There's a catch-all in there. And so again, I say, I go back to that famous I don't know if it's a famous poem, but I've heard it multiple times about, the guy with the during the Holocaust that said, when they came for my neighbors, I didn't say anything. When they came for, the guy that, that cut, the butcher, I didn't say anything. When they came for the guy that taught my kids, I didn't say anything until they came for me and there was nobody left to speak up. And so they're assaulting African American studies now. And but what happens next week when it's the Chinese AP class, or when it's the Latin studies AP class, or when it's, any of the other multiple classes that are under the AP umbrella? It goes back to that first article about the books. These books are not offensive, but you just that they are. And so AP, the College Board has many, many, many courses under their umbrella. Where are you going to stop? I just
Remember, Adolf Hitler told
Oh,
y'all.
T. Jones, you in Virginia? You in my neighborhood? I'm sorry, El Teddy. I'm sorry. I didn't know
Adolf
T. Jones
Hitler
was in my
told
neighborhood.
y'all he got his recipe from us. It wasn't just some thing that he made up on his own. He learned his level of racism and bigotry for what we had going on over here. And here we are repeating what he had. This is exactly what that was. Throw all of the books, throw all of the culture, throw everything that identifies Jewish people in the middle of the city, and we burn it all, and y'all can't have nothing. We want no parts of y'all. We're eliminating you all from history. That is what they're doing. And if they could get away with opening up things like that young man opened up to do away with us, please don't think it wouldn't be some yahoos around this country willing to sign up and have that happen to us. I'm telling you. And this is not me being hyperbolic. Really, B is not being hyperbolic. This stuff is happening. And when you got the good ones like myself, like really B, that throw up our hands and say enough is enough, because I can't, you know, give up my own livelihood and life. Because here's the deal, and this is another thing really B that I haven't talked about enough. We talk about Florida, we talk about Texas, and some of the others um, in the holy trinity of racism, discrimination, and bigotry. But the further they get, guess what the other side does? They move their needle closer to that side. And so the stuff that used to be considered way far right wing years ago is now par for the course for the left side. So we're looking at them way over there, not noticing that the other side is moving theirs. Well, we can move ours a little closer to the middle because it ain't gonna look as bad as what they got going on over there. And so little by little it's chipped away at, and there's going to be nowhere where we have real and true education going on. Nowhere. And so I know really B is in a state where, you know, is a lot more left leaning and progressive than Florida and Texas, but really B has seen it just like I have. Are they not really be moving more and more toward the right side?
No, not in my state.
Because I've seen it in some of the blue states. Like
But
I've
I
seen it
mean,
in the Northeast, and I've seen it on the West Coast.
remember, our governor was one of the few governors that pushed back against Trump. I mean, he got voted out, but still. he just But remember, our governor was one of the few governors that did push back against Trump. Um, he got voted out. I don't know if he ran. I don't know if he ran for reelection. I have to go back and look. And now that we have a Democrat in there, that's going to be a whole nother conversation. But it doesn't change. It doesn't change. It doesn't change what you're saying. You know what I mean? What you're saying is still valid. So anyway, hello.
Hmm.
Oh, I didn't know if you could hear me. I'm having, I need to find out what's going on. I don't know if it's my computer or my Wi-Fi or what, but I've been
It
having
is a
some
little
technical.
choppy. You're like choppy. Um,
Huh?
your
Yeah, that's what I'm
video
saying.
on
I
you
don't.
from
It's
me is
something.
real
It's been
choppy.
going on for
Like
about.
you'll be stuck and then you'll be
It's
moved
been
over
going on for
here, and
about a
so
week. Yeah, it's a delay and all kinds of stuff I got going on. I was really irritated. My interview yesterday, I had a lot of problems, and I was pissed, irritated by that. But those are the articles that we have today. We're right at an hour, which is good. Any final words? I'll let you have the last word because
I thought we were supposed to talk about. I don't know. Do we even have the energy to hit your boy?
no, let's because we only have 3 minutes, and that's a whole conversation. Um, but we will come back with an update on the Ed Reed situation. If you've been following it, we're going to talk about it, but we just have to come back later because yeah, that's a whole nother conversation right there. That's a 15-20 minute rant right there. Because see, then I'm gonna go left with HBCUs and alumni, and that's a whole thing right there. That's a whole lot right
That's
there.
always sugar spike for you.
That's a sugar spike for me. Yes. That's a whole sugar spike for me. Yes. Okay. Because people don't never want to go back to. See, you're gonna get me started. Moving on. Final words, Doctor
Listen,
L.
y'all.
Teddy.
We are beating the drum. We are certainly sounding the alarm. But you know, there has to be a steady drumbeat. There has to be galvanization of all of us as a people. As a people, they're trying to wipe us out of history. They really want to. And if
Mm-hmm.
we don't do something about it and start to get our coalition of allies to join in with us and do something about it, they're going to have their way with it. They already are in certain states, and we have to do what we can to push back. So let's not get weary in well doing. Let's not allow them to drive the narrative. We're going to have to be on this every time they try something. No, we see you. No, you're not going to do that. We have to be on top of this stuff. Um, and I know we will here on this platform, and I hope that you all are sharing this out so that people can be informed and can help us draw attention to these things. That's all I have.
That's all I got today. These articles, oh, I could, I can't today. Angry. I'm so angry. Thank y'all. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. If you're catching this in the replay, and we'll be back next week, you guys. Again, we'll have a schedule for you guys and some other stuff coming soon. Okay, and I'm out. So disheartening. It's just so.
It is.
Yeah, I got to figure out what's going on. I don't know if it's my computer. I already called